Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I, one of your hosts, Vaishnavi, alongside your co-hosts Krishna and Shivam, whom you'll be meeting later tonight, welcome you all on behalf of F1studioz to Sarva 2022. We request all the participants to keep your muted. Sarva is a designathon initiative by f1studioz to bring passionate individuals and problem solvers across all levels together in order to explore the future of design, solve for masses, and create a better world, all by the power of design. Sarva was initiated in 2021 in hopes to form a community to help make a better world through design and critical thinking. And we are pleased to inform you that we were the biggest designathon with more than 500 participants and 80 plus projects on the topic of next billion users in 2021. We would like to present to you a small video on the Sarva 2021 highlights.
Hello.
Thank you. We continue to hold the title this year as we have gratefully doubled the participants and hope to bring the best of solutions to the table on our theme this year, Design for Future, which we will be revealing to you in a while. So kindly stay tuned for that. We are truly grateful for all participants, mentors, and judges to take the time to be with us this event. Speaking of whom, we are grateful to be joined by some of the greatest minds and leaders in the design industry who will be live with us on 25th Sunday to help us judge your thoughtful submissions. So let me introduce you all to this year's judges. Firstly, we have Mr. Samir Bhivani, design leader, Google, who will be joining us for the second time as one of our judges. This shows the value of Sarva 2021 that holds within all of us. We have Mr. Malavika Patel, Design Head, Turtlemint. Mr. Suhas Bendre, Director, Cognizant Interactive, Cognizant. And lastly, we have Mr. Vimal Sharma, Senior Director, Design, Salesforce. We will be meeting the judges this Sunday, for which the invites have already been shared across, so be sure to tune in. Now, as we move closer to reveal the theme, I know I speak for everyone here when I say, what's a road without blockers? We have all found ourselves stuck in divided roads or unable to start our engines. But fear not. We are joined by 22 mentors who are highly experienced in this industry and will provide with high-level advice to fuel all your engines. Let me introduce you to our mentors. Firstly, Ashish Ganu, design leader and mentor. Padmavati Devi, VP Design, JP Morgan. Garima Mehta, Senior Product Designer, PayU. Indrajit Bakhale, UX Architect, Amdocs. Dhaval Gandhi, Senior Design, Walmart Global Tech. Nilesh Singh, Lead UX UI Designer at Paymate. Yogesh Patankar, Principal Designer, Dell EMCU. Pallavi Samant, Design Manager, Tech Mahindra. Prashasti Ranjan, CEO and co-founder of Design Brewery. Rahul Dingal, Lead UI UX Designer at Cognizant. Shashank Rajiv, Innovative Manager, GMR. Sendil Kumar, Design Lead, Salesforce. Udit Guru, Senior Product Designer at Citrix. Amit Jain, Principal UX Designer, Amdocs. Shalaka Dhige, UX Designer, F1. Srinivas Ranshube, ACD Publicist Sapient. Vikram Ibrampur, UX Designer, F1. Neil, Senior UX Designer, F1. Akash Kale, Senior UX Designer, F1. Suresh Kumar, Senior UX Manager, F1. And Ashok Gote, UX Manager, F1. We humbly thank all the mentors for taking the time to help us provide guidance and advice to all our participants. One mentor of the lot will be assigned to each team and will be available on Discord voice channels respectively. You can ping them during any roadblockers. And in case you are unable to reach the mentors for a prolonged period of time, you can always reach out to them and volunteers to guide you. Thank you all for joining. Now I'll be handing over the mic to CEO and co-founder of F1 Studios, Mr. Santosh Shukla, an engineer, product manager to a co-founder, bringing in the experience of all three and knowledge of all the fields to give an inaugural speech. Over to you, Santosh.
Thank you, Vaishnavi. First of all, a very warm welcome to all the participants, mentors, judges, and our worthy volunteers who have put up another great show for Sarva'. Last year, we started this with the mission of creating an institution, a movement wherein people can get excited about solving the problems which are at a very large level, right? So that's what we as designers or design enthusiasts do. This is not like any other designathon wherein a corporate challenge is being pushed or crowdsourced. Here, it is completely for the community, and we take up problems for the community, and everyone is welcome here. We have had a great mix of people last year who attended as participants. We had designers, design aspirants, we had doctors, homemakers, and a lot of global audience as well. So now I would like to start our inaugural address. Why did we call it Sarva'? Sarva means everyone. Quoting from the famous shloka, which we all probably have read in our Sanskrit textbooks earlier, Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha, sarve santu niramaya. May everyone be happy and may everyone be free from illness. This is what Sarva stands for. This is what we want for the future of the world. Since this is a design forum, I just wanted to get this out of the way. So I'm sure a lot of you have known about this and you use this tool of choice, which is now being acquired by Adobe. So this happened very recently, and soon this happened as well. I'm sure a lot of designers who are in the community would be having a lot of thoughts about it. We just wanted to bring it that, yes, we acknowledge it. Figma remains our tool of choice. And it will remain so till Adobe decides otherwise. So this is a great opportune moment for all of us, wherein India is celebrating its 75th year of independence. We are celebrating Amrit Mahotsav, and I wanted to talk about some of the innovation that India has done, some of the key milestones which India went through. So after the independence and getting our own constitution, the biggest problem India faced was of self-sustainability, which meant to the ground basics, getting enough food for the table for everyone. And kudos to our leadership as well as farmers. We underwent a green revolution, and in the decades of 1960, this was very successful. And we became one of the largest producers of a lot of crops. Then came the 70s, wherein we had the white revolution, the milk revolution, and it took it even further. India is one of the largest producers of milk across the globe. After 2 decades from then, in 91, because of the great leadership of one of our finance ministers, we were able to liberalize. And that is when the doors of the world were open to India, and our economic recovery happened very fast from then on. The other milestones being in 2000, we had billionth citizen of India, aptly named Astha, which means faith. Then in 2014, we were able to eradicate polio. And this was a great effort of public-private partnership, a lot of volunteers, quashing a lot of doubts which people had, some religious, cultural inhibitions, and everyone got the polio drop, everyone from the child birth to age 5. 2016 was another defining moment wherein we had, from the fintech standpoint, finance, we had demonetization as well as UPI. So the efficacy of the former is doubted, but the UPI is a global success everywhere and has put India at the forefront of financial technology. Our unemployment rates have gone further. So it is at 8.3%, which is a major problem for India today. During pandemic, we were one of the most successful nation to not only have created a vaccine, but also distributing it and getting most of the country getting vaccinated. So these are some of the milestones. Since we want to talk about India and solve for India, I thought it would be important for all of us to go through them. One of the things as designers, which is very important to all of us, is understanding the current context. And Indian context is very different than global context in a lot of ways. The cookie cutter approach may not work for us. Directly implementing solutions of the West or of developed nations may not directly work for us. And there are certain examples which have worked very well for India. I'd like to show some of them or talk about some of them today. Here's a small video clip. Are you able to hear that?
Yes, Santosh, we're able to hear. However, we are unable to see your screen.
Okay, is it?
Yes.
Okay, let me just quickly. Sure. So, yep. This was that memes which
We can't hear you now, Santosh.
I think we have a minor inconvenience. Kindly give us a few minutes to sort this out.
Sorry about that. I think this happens as they call Murphy's Law. Whatever has to go wrong has to go wrong. And yes, this is something which we probably need to fix, that Mac should not crash. Great. So I'll quickly load my presentation back. I hope you can all see my screen and hear me as well.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, so I think this was something which you all missed. Wanted to So a lot of great memes which the designer community put out there. And this is the timeline for India's progress and some major milestones. Yes, so now I wanted you to watch this small clip. Great. I hope some of you would be able to answer that. Which organization or brand company does this ad represent? Can I have some answers?
Amul. Amul.
Absolutely. So it's a great thing that Amul is a movement. Amul is a cooperative. It's not a company. It's not a private listed company. It's not a publicly listed company. It's a cooperative and it is run by 36 lakh milk producers. So this is solving for Indian context and such a great brand, which is so relevant. In fact, a lot of the graphics which they put out are amazing as well, are very relevant, contextual. They also hosted Amul Surabhi show. They sponsored it, and that was also all about Indian context. So this is what it means to solve for India. This is another example, such great example. If any one of you can tell that what place is this, people from Maharashtra might be able to tell, specifically Pune.
Magarpata?
Absolutely. So yeah, I guess Shubhodev mentioned that. That's correct. So why is this special is because one, obviously it's a great ecosystem wherein people can live, travel to work, and very sustainably made, a lot of value given to the nature, etc. The biggest reason I wanted to bring this out was this is not run by any real estate developer. These were a collective of farmers who came together, and rather than deciding to sell their lands at meager prices to real estate developers, chose to build a city which is a model city for a lot of people, right? So a township. And this is also solving for India. So I talked about two great examples, but one of these things is something which I did not like, and it was out there in social media as well, that when BCG put out a report of top 50 most innovative companies, unfortunately, not even one Indian company was named. I'm hoping that one of us here, some of us here would like to change that. There are a lot of problems. When you are a growing nation, there are a lot of problems, teething issues, which you have to solve for. And I've just tried to highlight some of them, and I would like your notice there. Waste segregation or treatment of waste is a very big problem in India, and it causes many second order effects. It's not that this problem cannot be solved. There are some great examples. Indore as a city has solved it really well. And the most important part for this is segregation at the initial step and then maintaining that throughout the end, right? And investing in that infrastructure. So this is a very big problem for all the large cities of India. Another big problem is pollution. You can see what smog causes it to look like versus what our capital city actually should be. And one of the major contributors to urban pollution is the vehicles which we all of us drive. There is need for creating cities for humans rather than for cars. This is something which we have to solve for. Getting clean water is a basic necessity that India has to solve for, sanitation, etc. Another problem is that a lot of our talent is migrating to other countries. We should see how that can change. Approx 250 people leave India every day. Those were some of the problems, but yes, we have been doing some things really well. I would like your notice there as well. And some things which work out really good for us. We are one of the youngest nations in the world with the working population. Our median age is 28 years, which means that we have one of the largest working population if put to the right use. It also is a double-edged sword that if this large working population and we are not able to find good jobs for them, unemployment at 8.3 is certainly something which is a big problem for India. So we have to solve for it. It is a huge opportunity as well as we have to solve for it. The gig economy certainly has come as a good thing for a lot of people who did not have a direct source of income earlier. Another big opportunity that India has is obviously mobile. We are one of the largest users of mobile phones. We have huge penetration of mobile phones in India. Around 98% of population has it. So much so that people have more mobile phones than mattresses in their homes. With largest number of mobile phones, as well as the data being the cheapest in the world. So that creates a great opportunity for us. Another huge opportunity that is in front of us is that the working women population in India is very less. It dropped from 26% to 19% between 2010 and 2020. Though women in India represent 48% of the population, they contribute only 17% of India's GDP. If you put it in perspective with China, they have around 40% GDP coming from women. This is another huge opportunity which we have. Some of the great successes in India, Aadhaar has allowed us to open a bank account immediately. UPI is very much successful, allowing small merchants to get benefits, allowing us to have a cash-free. We can choose to forget our wallets at home or not take them. Other big ones are Open Network for Digital Commerce. So you may not have heard of it, but then this is about putting a level playing field in front of all the retailers to go online. Today, Amazon or the likes, let's say Flipkart, etc., charge around up to 30% commission. This is more like creating an infrastructure which should either charge very low or up zero. Sehmati, another account aggregator platform, which allows us to share our financial information in an encrypted way from one service provider to another. So let's say you have a bank account with ICICI and you want to take a loan from Axis, you don't have to get your last 6 months of account statements, get its signature and all of that. You can just directly send it from there. Also, no one gets to see it in between. ISRO has been a great success for India as an institution, putting Mangalyaan at the very less cost. They say at the cost of making a movie, right? This is another great example. So a company in India, obviously there are a lot of EVs in India, which is for sustainability. However, this company also made it possible for people to buy something like this online. May I know if you can, some of you might know, what screenshot is this, like from which application?
Virodha Kite.
That's absolutely correct. So why I brought this here is there is an interesting thing about this. In India, we like to push people to problems, right? So in technology specifically. However, that should not be the case. And Zerodha is one counter example, right, of how most of the companies run. You'd be surprised to know that Zerodha till very recently had only 30 engineers who have done all of this. And this is the #1 platform, much higher numbers than whatever ICICI, Kotak, etc. platforms HDFC might have on trading. So this is what some people like us should solve for. These are some of the other numbers, like WhatsApp was only 55 employees, Instagram 13 employees when they had an exit event. So this is something which India can do. India can also leapfrog in a lot of other areas. Can someone tell me why is this digital painting famous?
I think it won an award in some competition.
That's correct. Yeah. So essentially, there was a Colorado State Fine Arts Fair. In that, they have a competition every year, and it's obviously for digital painters. And Alan, one guy, he decided to use AI and create this painting, and he won the first prize. So there was a lot of people had a lot of issues thinking whether it is ethical or not, but then it is here to stay with amazing technologies, with DALI, etc. People can do a lot more, right? So this is something which we as designers can also look forward to. This is Blake, who's from Google Ventures. So he mentions that they have been looking at AI-enabled companies from a long time, and now is when they see that it is coming of age. And with AI, we can create an entire new user experience, which would be difficult for traditionally run companies. And there is a famous Paul Graham essay which says, software will eat the world, which is about software taking over everything. And now people are saying that with AI, we can be much bigger than software, right? They say any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. And the future is already here. It's just not evenly distributed. We at F1 also take pride in being ahead of the curve, understanding, working with some of the best, and just wanted to show a glimpse of what our team thought. So we had Immerse in Metaverse team, and they created imagination of what could be done with Metaverse today. I'll just play this clip. So you get up, pick up your Oculus or any VR.
Put on these glasses, you'll enter the world of the game.
And you choose what your experience should be. And this guy decides, like, what if he wishes that what if he was in Bali? Then one of his friends also decides to join him in Metaverse. They can decide to do activities together while they are not physically in the same place. They can do things that they wish to do together at a place that they wish to be. Yeah, so this is just one of the many experiments or imagination that our team did. And this is very much possible in today's world with the technology available. And it's only limited by our, the technology is an enabler, and we are limited by our imagination. I would like all of us to think really large. And like last time also I mentioned this, if you really want to solve some of the world's biggest problem, UN is the place you can go and check what are their sustainable development goals, and then pick a problem. In the end, we deserve the value for the amount of value that we create for the world, right? The amount of problem, the big problem that we solve, that much value we can generate. So thank you so much. With this, I would like you all to make your impact, and I call upon Sarva open. And now I'd ask Krishna from our team to come and do the theme reveal for all of us. Thank you and all the very best to all the participants.
Thank you, Santosh. That was quite insightful. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Warm regards to one and all. Welcome to Sarva 2022. So we are committed here to provide equal design opportunities to everyone and are thrilled to see the overwhelming participation we have received this year. So let's start by talking a little bit about the theme and the design, the problem statement for the competition. So technology is constantly evolving, and with the rapid advancements coming through every day, groundbreaking innovations are bound to happen. As designers, it's our job to create a seamless bridge between technology and humanity. With blockchain, AI, crypto, meta, and few other buzzwords taking the limelight, we are speeding towards a future where experience is as a whole is becoming an extremely important and vital factor for the product success. Providing a welcoming and accessible gateway for the mass crowd to these platforms is our responsibility as a designer. Can we move on to the next slide, please? Yeah, next one. India is predicted to be potentially becoming one of the top 3 economies in the coming few years. Design-led innovation and technology is a huge part of this equation. All we need as designers are to come up with some next generation of experiences. Recognizing all these factors, we have decided to keep the problem statement for this year open and give opportunity to everyone to explore. The theme for this year is Design for Future, Creating a Better India. All teams are free to choose an existing problem and work on providing agreeable solutions. Please note, designers are supposed to focus on the design aspect rather than the technology or the technicalities. We are not asking you all to work on the tech or the backend, but rather present your designs and incorporate them in it. So to maintain the spirit of the competition and ensure fairness, we have created few criteria which you all are supposed to follow. Please go through them clearly before you start designing. Failing to follow them will lead to immediate disqualification. You can find all the information, criteria, and rules in Discord. So moving on to the event rules, we have come up with few rules which you all need to go through and follow properly. So you can also find these event guidelines in Discord. So, or you can also contact all the volunteers if you require any help or clarification. So we at Sarva are absolutely committed in making this event a welcoming and pleasant and knowledgeable for you all. And we would request you all to cooperate towards making it equally enjoyable for everyone. Plagiarism of any kind will lead to an immediate disqualification. Use of any foul language or any kind of abusive slur will not be entertained and will lead to immediate disqualification and a permanent ban. Individuals are not allowed to take help from anyone except their team members or their mentors. Last but not least, this is a community event. So make sure that you create strong connections and have fun while also being civil and professional and have a great time and make this a blast of an event. Moving on to the prize reveal. So some exciting prizes are up for grabs for you all. Winners will be getting exclusive F1 merches, certificates, and some exciting and exclusive gadgets. So I really hope that this motivates you all enough to give your 100% in this competition. I would request you all to connect with your mentors on Discord. Here at Sarva, we have assembled an Avenger line of most respectable and knowledgeable industry professionals who bring in year and year of experiences. I would request you all to make 100% use of this mentorship. You can now connect with them and start working on your problem statement. All the very, very best. If you guys have any problem or are facing any confusion, please check our website or feel free to contact any of the volunteers on this call. Thank you. All the very best.
Thank you, everyone. All the best. You can now move on to Discord and start your sessions. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.